What is that? Oh. You trying to be funny.
No, I'm not. You couldn't see. Karen sent the contract. What's going on? I hope y'all are wonderful and well. It is Monday.
That's what it is.
And surprise, 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 surprise. This is a rendition of coupling. People are like, oh my gosh, we haven't seen you guys in a while do coupling. We've been busy. However, we are here and we are going to do a coupling.
But get ready for the couples conference that we're going to be doing here at the church. Be looking out. We'll be putting a flyer out after a while. Okay? So all your questions, we're going to have a time where we're going to speak into you guys. We're going to deal with certain subject matter. We're going to wait so we can listen.
Hey, Vanessa,
so waiting for the conference flyer.
It is coming.
It's coming.
Coupling conference. It's the conference. And people are like, hold on, that ain't right because the singles want to be here. Y'all got swag. We are getting ready to.
Y'all can come. They can come. We're gonna show up. We're gonna get you prepared. You're gonna get prepared.
We're gonna get prepared.
Get you prepared.
Prepared. Robin Fields, God bless you. Tinny Palmer, good evening to you. How are you? Miosha Red Smith is on here. God bless you. I hope you guys. Sharon T. Mathis, set your notifications to this page. Tierra Woods is giving us beautiful hearts.
Inside joke.
It always happens.
Yeah, inside that's Kenny. Let me make sure.
Fred got to get this phone call. I'm going to be calling some names until he gets back. Renee Flores, God bless you. Minister Stefanetta. Good afternoon, y'all. The Reed Warrior just said. Catherine Horn is going up the timeline. God bless you all. Tanya Yvette Dobson, it's so good to see you, girl. You are so funny. Miss you too. Miosha Red Smith said. Christina Jarrett is going up the timeline. God bless you. Hello, Sheila Robertson. I am honored. Thank you for the package. Tequila. I hope I'm saying it right. Jamar, your class is in session. Shawnee, it was good to see you on Sunday. Good to see you. Someone said, as soon as I'm healthy, I am going to be heading to Unity. God bless you and your husband. Hope that you are very soon. Y'all tell the people that we are having coupling right now. Please set your notifications to this page so that you won't miss it. Patricia Joyner just went up the timeline. It's good to see you. Kate Williams just went up the timeline. And so we're getting ready to start our rendition of coupling. So, what? Why are you?
She beautiful, ain't she?
Wonderful. You know how you smell. You know you still do that, right?
I still do that.
You sniff me. If anyone is in any type of relationship of any sort, does your significant other smell you? Like, but I think that's just. Did you just do that again?
Baby, you always smell good. Don't even try that.
So, I don't know why he does this, but Fred sniffs. He likes to sniff me. And
only my baby.
Only me. But
I'm just saying.
That's what it is. But we can have a dialogue. So, we were talking about the $6 million man and the Bionic woman.
Yeah.
And why would we have this dialogue right now is because it is necessary. Tiana, I call her Tiana Treadwell. It's good to see you. Yes, we're praying for the African-American people, the doctors and the engineers who are trying to get out of Ukraine. And unfortunately, they are not being treated so nicely. So we're praying for Ukraine at large. And so if you'd allow me to have this dialogue, someone said, yep, Rolanda Amaka said that she does that to her significant other. Anyway, someone said, yes, my husband loves to smell me too. Gwen just said that. So someone said, yep, my husband is a sniffer. Terry King just said that. Mardi Gras is in New Orleans.
Probably a male
okay?
thing then. It's a male thing.
Is it a male thing? Okay.
Yes, it's a male thing.
All right. Well, males, is that why the dogs always...
We don't sniff men.
I understand that, but wait a minute. Is that why the male dog always sniffs
that's probably
the female's butt? Okay, it's a mating thing. So
see that?
This is what you got to do.
You see what I deal with? You see what I deal with?
Well, I mean,
that wasn't her tail. That was her neck.
Well, I mean, you know.
But it don't matter.
Hey, give me some. All right, so we're getting ready to have a dialogue. And I know you guys, we just enjoy each other's company. We really like each other. We really have a friendship that is amazing. But when we were kids, we're 50. We'll be 51 in June. We are June babies. And there used to be a series that used to come on with Jamie Summers and Steve Austin.
I was hoping they was going to remake it, and they didn't.
Give it a little bit of time, because if they doing that Bel Air with that old whack Carlton, they need to get rid of that character. I don't like him. I love.
If you like Carlton,
they got
on the new Bel Air,
looking
thumbs up. If you don't like Carlton,
I'm just saying, everybody. No, Carlton, you experience. He was the good one.
Somebody like Carlton. Somebody give him a thumbs up for the Carlton.
Carlton is doing things that Carlton.
If you don't like the Carlton on the new Bel Air, put one of the. There you go.
No, nobody likes him. Well, if anyone from Peacock can see this, please replace Carlton's character. He's dark. The Carlton on the Fresh Prince of Bel Air is funny.
That's
he
the role
dances,
and not the person.
You know, he goes, he's very comical. And no, we don't like this character. I love this show, but he gonna make me not watch it.
I'm watching it.
And if you watch it, that means I gotta watch it. All right, so back to what we are saying is, someone said Carlton's upsetting my spirit. We're not the only
Well, it's upsetting her spirit too.
And if it's upsetting ours, I'm quite sure.
He's dark.
Wanda said, I don't like him. Someone said,
dark.
absolutely awful. If
dark.
Peacock can hear this, if somebody can put in Will Smith, stand up for your rights to fight. And we do not like Carlton's character.
Will ain't gonna say that. His character look good.
Yeah, well, I know, but
Will ain't got nothing to say. He's straight.
Are we gonna talk about the $6 million man?
Okay, let's talk about it.
Because you all on Carlton Banks and
okay.
Yeah. We'll talk about that later.
Okay, cool.
Watership Down. We still gotta finish watching that.
I'm
this
2
is
episodes in.
Look, we watch all these old things like Watership Down. That cartoon. I don't know.
She introduced me to Watership Down. I never saw. It was 70s, and I usually remember all the 70s cartoons.
Okay.
Right? And Watership Down had the bunnies and the spiritual bunny that seen all the. And she put me onto that, and now I'm watching the 4th episode. I'm on
Watership Down. Okay, remember Ricky Tikki Tavi?
Yeah.
We watched Ricky Tikki Tavi.
The Hobbits.
The Hobbits. You
from
like
the 70s? You ain't like that?
No. Smeeka. All right. Sorry. We get caught up in these series, so that's just what it is. However,
they like the Hobbits.
Okay, you can have the Hobbits as long as I can have Strawberry Shortcake and Hello Kitty and the Care Bears and the Smurfs and all those wonderful things. We're good.
Okay, all right, babe.
So, the $6 million man,
right,
and the Bionic woman.
The Bionic man.
The $6 million man and the Bionic woman. Okay, so with that being said, Barry said, leave Carlton alone. You got to watch Bel Air. That's what we're talking about. And if you watch those series like the $6 million man and the Bionic woman, then you know where we're going. There was a clip that I put down below, and the clip was, there was this woman on TikTok. Now we know that that wasn't real because we did the research, and she said that she lied for TikToks. So what she did is she got a man who was, unfortunately in her case, he was homeless. And what she did is, because she desired to be in a relationship with someone, she took the man from off the streets and she fixed him up and she made him better. And in the TikTok, she put out there that the assumption was, if you want someone, you've got to invest in them. Even though somebody said, no, she did that for TikTok, that wasn't real. The reality is that was real for somebody.
It happens all the time.
Right. It happens all the time. And so I put it on there, and there were women that was like, nah, not at all. Ain't no way in the world I'll fix up another man for another woman. There was another woman, there was women on there that said that they did it. And there were men on there that said that they made someone better for someone else. So the question that we have is, could you make someone better for someone else? And are you willing to take that risk and invest in that? Now, the reality is, if you're out here fellowshipping, at some point in time, you're going to have to invest in the person that you're with. Do you agree or do you not? You can make somebody better. And so...
Context, babe. So, better for someone else?
No, if you... Women do this. They do it all the time.
Well, they do that, but okay, I see.
No,
okay.
but this is what it was. Women were saying, this one young lady said that what she did, she said she did it twice.
They still talking about Bel Air. Go ahead, man.
What, Colton?
Somebody said Uncle Phil dark.
Uncle Phil dark?
No, it's Jeffrey that's dark.
Nah, they did Jeffrey good. Jeffrey was good.
J Boogie in there.
Jeffrey is good.
Let's stay on topic. Go ahead, baby.
So someone said this is about to be good. Leary, I got it. So we have a lot of women who are looking for love, and we have a lot of men who are looking for love. People at large. Okay, Misha said you don't want to do this. It happens. It does happen where people who want to be in any level of relationships, they find someone who is not just broken, but what is it that causes women, because it was going up the timeline, they refuse to stop talking about it. What is it about someone that says that I believe that I can make you better for me? Women do it all the time. Women, I have 3 young ladies that I'm speaking to from Atlanta, Georgia. And one woman said that what she did is she made him better and he left her. And so why do people do this? Or why do they feel that they can make somebody better and have the assumption that that person will stay with them because they invested? Someone said it's hard to invest in folks. Okay, so go ahead.
So first, I like one of the comments said not intentionally.
Okay.
So I think some of the circumstances that happen. Now I do know before I even go into that, but I remember in my early days of salvation, this particular couple, that the guy, he was on drugs, right? And he had started going to church. He used to be on drugs, and so his clothes was raggedy, those type deals, and even his mouth was messed up bad, and he started dating this woman at this church, and she not only helped him to get his life right, on course or staying on course, but his dress, his teeth, he even started his own business. And I think to this day still has his own business. I think that sometimes it happens and it's not intentional, that somebody just in their mind said, I'm going to make them better.
So you don't think it's something that they do intentionally?
I don't think it's always intentional. I think it's automatic for somebody. If you come in contact with somebody that has a knowledge, sits in a place, moves a certain way, that you automatically become who you connected with.
A lot of women going up the timeline, and there's some women, thank you for the lady that said I look 25, Jacqueline, thank you. I think a lot of people, right, you're right, they don't come in with the intentions of that. I think it happens a lot of times. Y'all paying attention to all the stuff I got on the back. This is my office we're in, and yes, I did the decorating.
She'll show you her office.
I'll show it to y'all later. So there are a lot of people who get involved with people, and I think when you get involved with people, because you like them, you want them to be better,
right?
Or because you like them and you feel sorry for them, even you say, "Let me help you," and someone said you need to ask, "What's the motive?" I think that if you have a motive to fix someone for yourself, then the expectation of why you did it will always blow up in your face.
Wow.
Because you did it with a motive that if I invest in you, the residual that I get is that you won't leave. Now, this is what was very strong. I want y'all to tell somebody here this, because we're going to go a little bit deeper. Someone said that they did it and they regret that they did it because he left her for someone else. Someone underneath the comments said, you got to ask yourself, why did they leave? If you invested in them and they left, why did they leave? Nobody asks that $1 million question when you are repairing someone from brokenness. Broken people eventually break people. However, if a broken person gets involved with someone who is healed or in the path to healing, you got to ask, why did you take the chance on that person? This is what my response to her was. My response was, and a young man actually backed me up. The young man said, if you're consistently reminding the person that I made you better, if you keep reminding the person that I fixed your credit, that I made you great, that I did this, then eventually they get tired and then they move on because they realize your motive wasn't pure. Go ahead.
No, I'm glad you said that first, because I think that in cases like that, it was pure and it was genuine.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do it and you're not doing it from a pure place,
yeah,
because you keep reminding that person,
mm-hmm.
or and you constantly keep it in their face,
mm-hmm.
then they have to question your heart. And after a while, they don't leave.
Mm-hmm.
Them leaving is the wrong way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
You push them away.
Mm-hmm. Someone said you keep throwing it up in their face.
Yeah, you push.
Yeah.
So if you got to realize, no, they didn't just leave.
Mm-hmm.
You push them away, because the number one thing is, don't change anybody if you don't love them first.
Right. Wow.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't make an investment in somebody that you don't love first.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's going to be the love that's really going. If you try to change the outside of a person,
mm-hmm. without
that person changing in the inside, you done set yourself up for failure.
Mm-hmm.
You have invested in somebody, because if that inside,
mm-hmm.
if that person's heart is not right, if that person's heart hasn't shown you that you are the first love,
mm-hmm.
and that you mean that much, then you invested on the outside. You went the wrong way first.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Someone said something very profound. They said a lot of people don't understand that you have to be emotionally supportive.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to ask yourself, do you have the emotional capacity to help someone heal? That's something that nobody says. Do you have the emotional capacity to help someone heal? It is a lot trying to help someone heal. It's a lot to help someone heal, especially if you're healing too. Emotionally, you have to be strong enough to deal with the ups and downs and the highs and the lows. Sometimes it can be very traumatic when you're trying to fix someone and they heal and they don't know how to handle the healing.
Ooh.
You got to know how to handle the healing. So it means if I'm trying to handle the healing after you have helped me become better, you can beat me over the head so much because you did something that I did not have the ability to do. And so now, how do I handle this newfound freedom? How do I handle this new place? How do I handle this? Because even healing can be very traumatic for people and they don't know how to handle the trauma.
Yeah.
You got to be careful on which move you make and what motives it takes to heal somebody, because everybody is a little bit broken. That's true.
That's facts, baby.
No, everybody's a little bit broken. Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
No. What I was going to say is, now, when me and my wife met, I was already, I was a truck driver.
Mm-hmm.
I was a pastor for, at that time, 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
In my own right as a man, I was standing. But in the other place, I was broken. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't like we came together and I came together and I wasn't established in my own right. I was, but I was still broken.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we came together, she began to help me. The reason why people see the transformation that you see, mm-hmm. and that's still even happening right now, is because when she met me, I was in a place where I was searching for what was real. And sometimes when you are searching for someone that's real and you meet somebody mm-hmm. that it starts out right, but they turn into a monster, you push them away. Mm-hmm. I want to encourage somebody mm-hmm. because my wife she's not only helped me heal, she's helping. There's a constant, mm-hmm. but it's because we have a inner connection. Mm-hmm. See, you might see something on the outside, mm-hmm. but it's what's in the inside. When a person helps you heal, mm-hmm. don't help them heal and then beat them across the head.
Right.
Don't do that.
Right.
Because some of that, it will be because you have some, what's the word I want to use? You have some fears, mm-hmm. right? Or you have some things like, is this person going to leave? Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something. Mm-hmm. When a man, let me speak to a man. Mm-hmm. When a man finds a treasure, a man is not going to let that treasure go. This is what I keep telling, and I'll keep saying it. When I grabbed a hold of my wife, mm-hmm. I did not let her go. She didn't have to think. One day since she got the first phone call from me, February 22nd, since she got her first phone call from me, she had never from that day stopped receiving phone calls, connections. Every day she knew that she was my treasure. Some of you right now, you changed the person, but your heart wasn't right when you did it.
Right. And that's all part of motive. I want to say this because a lot of people ask, how come people leave? After you help them, they leave. After I help them, I leave. And I was reading a lot of the comments that was in the comment section. And there were so many women saying, and men, when you help people become better, they leave. I will never do it again. If people ain't whole and ready when I meet them, I don't want no parts of it. I am going to say something to you that is going to hurt your feelings, but it's going to save your life. Sometimes you have to, one, look at the motive as to why you want to help them. And you have to ask yourself, too, what will be the outcome if I help them and they leave? The first thing you need to ask yourself is, why are you doing it? Is your motive pure? Because a pure-hearted motive person will help them without the fear of them leaving.
Amen.
That means I want you to be better, not just for me. I want you to be better for yourself.
Amen. Somebody say they're leeches.
Yeah. And a lot of people can't help people understand that betterment is not just for me, it's for you. When you want to help somebody because you want to take that person and you're going to claim them for yourself, it's always going to leave you.
That's going to leave.
That's the fear, right? And so because you help them, you speak from a place of fear. You become very insecure.
That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, you become very insecure. You say to yourself, look, I did you did and did you did, and you keep pounding them over the head because you've invested in them. And so what happened is your pounding becomes not just speaking, it becomes badgering, it becomes abusive, it becomes all of the beautiful thing that you built, you broke it down with the same mouth. The same way you try to build someone up, you have to consistently build them up with your mouth, your actions, and your tone. It's very hard, and I'm going to say this, and a lot of people are not going to like what I'm going to say. It's very hard to build someone up that's always breaking you down.
Right.
It's very difficult. If you always breaking someone down and breaking someone down and breaking someone down, they've already come from a very hard place. They don't need to get better and get a little bit of confidence or get a little bit of strength, and then you snatch it from them because they're not moving like you say. You snatch it because they're not doing what you say, or they snatch it because they're not a project. They're not a science project.
I think insecurity is one of the biggest problems now, and not just in someone you've helped build up, just period. I think for men and women, you have to watch when you're coming into a new relationship with somebody. If you have insecurities, you're going to keep destroying relationships, and you're going to keep blaming it on other people. You're going to keep saying it. You're going to keep wondering why people keep leaving me. No, what is it that you do? And what are some of the things that you say, and how is it that you release? Because insecurity can be, it can be frightening, right? Because when a person is insecure, they become fearful, and that fear can lead to anything. So you have to watch. If you're a person that gets insecure, just what we're talking about. So somebody you feel like you help make them better and they left, then somebody else comes along and you meet somebody else, whether man or woman, but they just walked into the shadow of what somebody else did, and now they're dealing with this same insecurity. I want to ask you a question. What do you consider? Because somebody said this, I'm not going into a relationship unless they're whole. Question is, how do you know they whole? Is whole meaning that they have everything? They got their own car, they got their own house, because they can have all of that
and still be a mess.
And still be and there's a lot of them out there.
Oh yeah.
Still be a complete mess.
Yeah.
When you say whole, you have to define what whole is. You got to define what it is, because it can't just be an outward thing, because you're going to meet plenty of people that don't need to give you nothing or don't need anything from you. Know how to build themselves up and could go on without you. But when you meet somebody that you know you can't live without and they can't live without you, that's when you start sacrificing and you have to come down. If you meet that person, you shouldn't be insecure about it. It shouldn't be some stuff that's not there.
know.
It should be the same fears is what I want to say. The same fears shouldn't be there. You have to define what does whole means.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people who are looking for love, no matter who is on here, you have to get an understanding that there's a level of investment that you've got to make, not just within yourself, in somebody else.
Yeah.
And I think so many people have been there and done that, where they brought the t-shirt where I've helped someone, and then they just turn around and they just trampled all over me. And then a lot of people say this, I'm not going to fix him up for somebody else.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fatten him up for frogs. I'm not going to do that. And what you don't understand is it may just be something small that they need. It could be something so small and minute that you could give them that will make them look a lot and feel a lot better and be a lot better, until they would thank God, 777, that they would thank God for you. And I think a lot of people who are out here fellowshipping, dating, whatever it is that you guys want to say, they miss the mark because they come in with the expectation that you have to be perfect, because I spent some time with someone that wasn't nearly perfect and they hurt me. So they think I'm a cut through the chase. And when I sit across the table with someone and I start fellowshipping with someone, they better be perfect.
Yeah.
Now, the perfect person wasn't the type of person that you thought they were going to be anyway. There's a whole lot of beautiful monsters out here.
Yes, sir.
But you have to say to yourself, how much am I willing to invest, not just in myself, but in my time? How much am I going to invest? Now, there was a word that they're still talking about it because my phone is still chiming about that message. There was a young lady that says, I don't want to build a bear. I don't want to build a bear. Okay. And then there was a meme that went up the timeline that said that a lot of women and men are looking for these build-a-bear relationships. Well, let me be honest. Everyone is watching Medea's Homecoming. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. My husband is still laughing. But you remember the part, and not just that movie, but there was a segment that he said, you know, you have to build. You have to build something. You have to be something. But one of the parts in the movie that he said that I love, and not that one, it was the one where the woman's husband was an attorney. Mm-hmm. The death, whatever. Death
of the anger record.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She did something that a lot of women would not do. Even though he was mean to her, what she did was she made him better. Mm-hmm. For someone else.
Now that was different.
Yeah, that was different. Now,
that's a whole other subject.
No, not really. It is, baby. Because
I guess you have some men that are like that.
No. That's not the point that I'm talking about, Mama. Okay. I was saying that he was mean to her.
That nigga was terrible.
Did you?
I'm sorry.
Hold on,
sorry,
Fred. What,
brother?
What?
Nigerian.
What she did was, he had got into a confrontation, and y'all know the movie. What happened was he lost the activity of his limbs. We're gonna say it like that for a moment, and he was like, "Go get my wife." She said, "You mean the one that you left me for? Are you hungry? Go get you something to eat." But what she could have done is she could have said, "This is my perfect time to get him back, because right. All of the stuff that we built when we were together, and now you're going to leave me for somebody else." What she did in the movie, and I'm going somewhere, what she did was she says, "No, I'm not going to divorce him. I'm going to make him better first. And when I made him better first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to release him," watch this, "so that I won't deal with the guilt." And I took so much from that movie, because a lot of people, not just in relationships and in marriage, they won't invest in making people better, so that if you make them better and they're not good for you, then you can release them, because you realize that's not for me.
Wow.
There are a lot of people, see, that's why you got to be careful when you're fellowshipping, because you got to invest something. You have no choice. If you want to be with somebody, you've got to invest something. Yeah. There is no way in the world that you can invest. You can be with somebody and don't invest anything in them. And so what she did was she says, "I am going to make you better. But what I realized, you're not good for me. So I'm going to make you better, and I'm going to release you for someone else." And I think even in the process of you making someone better, you could look at their traits and say, "I'm not going to get hurt, because I realize that I'm helping you become better for yourself, but I'm going to even love myself enough to release you for somebody else.
She got her power back.
Yeah.
She got her power
And
back.
I think what happens with a lot of people who are getting into these relationships and they're helping people evolve, they believe that you're supposed to evolve for me instead of saying, I want you better. And I realize that you're not good for me. So I'm going to release you because I made you better. But I realize you're not good for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I think people say, I never do it again. I'm hurt. When they're not taking the accountability part and saying, I never thought about them being better for somebody else.
And that's what you got to take in.
You have to.
Reciprocity. First of all, you have to know what is it that I need to invest in someone.
Yeah.
Because everybody ain't gonna need nothing from you. Some people ain't gonna need nothing but patience, right? Because you gotta admit, when I look around, I am so happy that the Lord had me to meet my wife, and I didn't have to go through some of the stuff that I hear.
Right.
So happy,
because
God gave me somebody that was willing to invest what I needed first. And I'm giving you examples, and I've used myself, so maybe you won't make the mistake. I needed her to invest patience and time.
Yeah. That's something that you can't buy back in a sense. You know, it really isn't.
Patience and time. Patience and time is what I needed her to invest in me. You have to ask yourself, because if this investment that you put inside somebody is all for the outside, listen, of course they can walk away, but if there is something you build in the inside of a person, that's something they can never forget. The one thing when you look at that movie is she took her power back because she knew what reciprocity meant. She went and she sold back into and did what we wouldn't normally do. But look at the end. It might be a movie, but it still rings true.
A woman
God
said that.
gave her what she needed.
She did.
It don't matter how nobody want to look at it. And and somehow people that do people stuff, they don't really see what they do. They don't see it that way. But God will come back and he'll bring you back for how you sowed in the ground. Yeah.
A woman said that. With the video that I put down. She said, I made him better. And she said, no sooner than I released him, she said, I found the man of my dreams. And she says, I'm married to this day to the most amazing man. She said, because I didn't get upset in my investment. It's on my page. So you can't get upset in your investment. Wait a minute. If your investment was pure. It's like, I want you to be better. Period. And I think a lot of times what happens in fellowship, I'm going to show y'all something. Don't judge me. Okay. This was on my desk. Somebody get their girlfriend because they need to hear this. Get your girlfriend. Get your guy friend. Come on. Say, watch this. She want to show you something. You see this? Everybody see it, right? No, you can't have it. I got all kind of crazy stuff in my office because I like art. This is what you call a glass slipper. It's real glass. It's a slipper. And I think when women are out here fellowshipping, you're looking to fit this. You're looking from day one. You're looking to fit this. You're looking for someone to come along and say, listen,
try this on.
You are the person that I've been looking for my entire life.
Right.
But before he puts it on your foot, he's got to try to slip it on someone else's to find a perfect fit. The problem is most women, you're forcing it to fit, knowing it's not made for you. What happens when you start investing in people, you invest in them and you say, look, this better work because I fixed this credit. I bought him a car. I made her better. I dealt with her. This big got me paying a rent. You smoking out the window, brothers. You are mad because you have invested and I took care of her kids. They got me spending $34, $55 in Chuck E. Cheese.
I told you it was gonna happen.
You got somebody right now that's like, I'm mad. I've invested, and now you're saying, what did I waste my time for? you're now in something that you're trying to force to fit because you invested in it.
You invested in it.
You invest this. Let me tell you something. And now you're mad not at them. You're mad at yourself.
Yeah. Yes.
You're mad at yourself. That part.
Yeah.
You're mad at yourself because I was supposed to be his wife. I was supposed to be her husband. It was supposed to. And who said that it was supposed to? You did. God didn't say that. You said it. You said, no, you gonna be you. We all have been there.
Yeah.
When we try to force somebody.
Mad. You want to go slam.
Oh, man.
Look, I was so mad at myself, I wanted to slam my head in the door.
No, there's some women right now and some men. You are mad because you're trying to force something to fit because you invested in it. You done bought houses with that person. You done. I even talked to somebody, they was fighting over a cat. You fighting over a cat. You fighting over a cat. And what happens is when you invest in people and you know it doesn't work and you become mad at yourself, you then begin to fight over everything that you invested.
Yeah.
I want my titties back. I want my teeth back. I want that lace front back. I want the car back. I'm keying the car. Everything that you invest. Okay, they laughing. Everything that you invested to make them better, I want it all back because there was a motive.
Right.
It's nothing but the truth. It was a motive. The motive is that I was supposed to build you up for me.
Wow.
I was supposed to make you better for me. And anytime you do that, it will bite you in the backside.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the problem is when Steve Austin, a $6 million man, was made, he was made to be better, stronger, faster.
Right.
When Lindsay Wagner became, I think it was Lindsay Wagner, the Bionic woman,
right.
She was built better, stronger, faster. And so when you're doing this, the person will become better. They will become stronger. They will become faster. But you have to look for all of those qualities.
Come on, man.
Most people did not look at the qualities that they put in people. And you overlooked the fact that you made them better, but you became bitter. You made them faster, but then you lack patience. You made them stronger, but then you're weak. They can't hold you. And so all of the qualities that you invested in, you overlooked it because you didn't look at, watch this. Love is a word that is defined as action. And you overlook all of the action that you put in them. And now what happens is they now say, I thank you for what you did for me. I thank you.
Right.
But what I realize is I would have been better off the way I was.
You know that when we had the singles conference, this woman said the same thing. She said she made this man better for somebody else.
Yeah, she
but
sure
she
did.
Admitted after she said it. She said that I did it, and she said, but it was my fault. She says because I wasn't ready to be emotionally accountable to him.
Yeah.
So she said I did the outside stuff. She said, but the woman that came along did the inside stuff and therefore got him because while she was fixing up the outside, she had the dude to come in, or the guy had somebody, or there was a woman that worked on his heart. She said she wasn't ready to be emotionally accountable, so she didn't do those things he needed.
Right.
And so you got to watch out. Don't fix up the outside. The outside of that cup will get you in trouble. Work on the inside of the cup first before you make an investment. That is what when you're talking about patience, talking about love, you're talking about the fruits of the Spirit. Because if you work on those things, if they got the right intention, if they got the wrong intention, let me say that. If they got the wrong intention, it'll come out and they'll be gone before you invest a dime.
Hello, CCM Sierra Leone. How are you? What I want to say, and I'm going to say this as eloquently as I could. Don't break yourself trying to fix someone else.
Yeah.
A lot of times we become broken trying to fix other people. And you know yourself. To thine own self be true. I just quoted Shakespeare. But if you're true to yourself and you realize that this is killing me,
ooh,
and I'm dying trying to save someone else, then you're not paying attention not just as to why you're doing it, but how long can you do this? Because you will give and give and give and give trying to fix someone But if their motive is to just take from you, take from you, I understand why you might be mad at yourself, because if I give something to my husband, he gives it back to me. Watch this. Makes it easy for us to give to each other.
Right.
I think you can do it. Yeah, you can do that. You can invest in someone. You can make somebody better. You can do whatever it is that you choose to do to make somebody a better individual or a better person, because that's going to come back to you. It has to. Whatever you put in, you're going to get out. But the problem becomes if you just let them keep taking. When you give to someone and they give it back to you, it becomes reciprocal. It's supposed to.
Yes.
Which means that you keep giving.
Yes.
But you don't give when someone is just depleting you.
Yes.
That's the problem.
Yes.
So you have to ask yourself, how many years are you going to lose breaking yourself, trying to fix someone else, and then they walk away all whole, and you just exhausted everything mentally, physically, financially, your love, everything, and you just dry as a bone, and then now you're mad and saying, I'll never do it again. No, you weren't paying attention, and you overlook the signs. Love is reciprocal. Yeah. Selfishness is something that everybody sees, but no one wants to receive. Yeah. And sometimes you need to receive that the person that you're investing in is quite selfish, because they see you depleted and they don't care.
It should be some evidence. So even if you're giving out, right? Let's say, for argument's sake, that you have sown into a person in a physical way, right? Let's just say, for argument's sake, you still should have some evidence that comes back to you.
Yeah.
That shows you and makes you even better. It still should be, just like my wife, it should be so reciprocal to somebody says, oh my God, you look like this, and man, you seem like this, and it should be some reciprocal. If it's just one way, cut it off.
But okay, now pay attention to this. If you are pouring into someone else and they're looking better, and you around here looking all
cut it off,
dry and depleted, and they just, hey, how you doing?
Cut it off.
Hey. That means that you're giving too much.
Yeah.
That means you're giving too much. If I consistently feed my husband, and I'm feeding him, and I'm feeding him,
ain't eating nothing,
and I'm feeding him, and I'm not eating anything, and he's the one that's putting on all this weight, and then I'm walking around here and I'm like, I'm 60 pounds, and I don't smile, and then you know that you got yourself a sapsucker. Yeah.
Now that's different.
Yeah, you got yourself a sapsucker, because what the sapsucker does, it'll suck your love, your joy, your peace, your tranquility. It'll suck everything out of you, and then you say to yourself, "Well, I helped them."
You might have done they might have done you a favor walking away from you.
Yeah,
they might have done you a favor. Yeah. You just ain't seen it yet.
God broke your heart to save your life. And if you look at a person and they are fat, happy, and whole, and as me and my husband say, frappy. That means fat and happy.
We was frappy.
And you just saying, oh my gosh, what happened to you? You used to smile. You used to be so happy. Well, what's wrong? You used to be so happy. Well, why? What's going on? Then everybody can see that you letting somebody suck the life out of you, and you building them up while you are being broken. And there is where you're not paying attention, because you're saying, if I put everything in them, they won't leave. They'll put everything in that I'm putting, it's going to come back. And they telling you, nah, I ain't giving you that. 777, I saw that.
You cannot put nobody in, you can't enslave nobody.
Nah, you can't pour from an empty cup.
If you try to think you finna lock somebody down, they got to want to be with you.
Yeah.
And then there ain't nothing you're going to be able to do. A person is going to stay with you because they love you and they want to be with you.
Yeah.
If you are giving out, and that is only coming one way, you know, our relationship was evidence from day one. It was a light bulb on both of us from day one.
Right.
You know, it was proof, and our relationship was proof. Our families was speaking to us, and were like, my mother's first comment was, I heard my son laugh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Both of our families was like, Mom, I ain't, you know. And so if we were able to give and to give one another and sacrifice ourselves emotionally for one another, be vulnerable to one another, even in places where we were never vulnerable with anybody else, because we knew what we were sacrificing to. You got to know who you're sacrificing to.
Yeah.
You would be crazy to invest right at the door and sacrifice someone and you don't have an inkling of who this person is. When you look at us, you're not just looking at what the day we met. No, I had history.
Yeah, yeah.
There was already a layout of who I was. Her sister was always able to say, you should have some type of evidence of somebody before you just start pouring out and giving yourself to them.
And then you got to be careful, like when you're out here fellowshipping. And I remember G and I were talking, and if you meet somebody for the first time, and I'm just going to reveal game. I'm going to reveal game because there's a lot of people out here and you fellowshipping in game and you're not paying attention to game. You meet someone and they just like,
they don't want to see it, baby.
Oh, well, you know what happened to me, and I, what happened, and they start laying this guilt trip on you, and you just fellowshipping with them, and they just laying this guilt on you. Recognize that game
and run.
Because if you say, hey, how you doing, and you on your first date, and they go, and
Nigerians start talking about,
and then you like, I just met you. You gonna tell me all of this from the door, and then
they talking about child support from the door.
From the door.
Y'all even had a whole conversation.
No, you from the door. If you meet somebody from the door, and they loading up a round of sorry, and you hear them violins, and you hear this.
Run. That's the Bionic woman.
Because that's what you need to be paying attention to. They're telling you from the door that I need you to fix everything that is broken. Right. And especially when you give them a little bit of time, because you believe not that you can fix them. You believe that you can shed some light on this situation. And all of a sudden you start getting headaches. And then all of a sudden they become very manipulative and make you feel bad. Case in point. I need y'all to share, because I'm going to show tell this. I'm going to tell it, Fred. I'm going to tell it. Baby. I never forget that last situation. Said to me, you out here eating food and I can't even get $1 for a can of corn. That's not my problem. I don't know you. I'm going to eat this slice of pizza. If you get people, go to your room. Go to your room. If you get people,
you feel bad by having your slice and
they make you feel bad because you could eat a ham sandwich or whatever it is y'all eating at the time.
You feel bad about your
and
ham
they make
sandwich.
You feel bad that you got food in your cabinet or that you got a decent car. And ladies, y'all better stop loaning these jokers your car and he drive off and go pick up the baby mama and you don't see this joke for 3 days. I am going to say honestly, you could see the red flags, but you overlook it because you're just like, oh,
I'm so glad.
Let me try to help you. Oh,
I see.
Can I help you?
We see it too much. People try to act like you don't see. You have so much hope.
You see it
that you try to act like you don't recognize the game.
Yeah.
And then even when somebody will say something to you about the game that they see, you'll say, well, no, it's not. No.
Yeah.
Listen, darling. That's game.
Yeah.
Recognize it for what it is.
Hey, Chrissy, understand that's our girlfriend, but you have to. You don't recognize it because in your mind, I was there too. You feel. Someone said my stomach hurt. Eloise, I'm sorry. You feel like I can help you see. It's not even like you want to fix them. I want to help you understand that there's a better way. Yeah. I want to help you understand that you don't have to get the pennies for a can of corn. I think it comes from a level of compassion. I think people who have really big hearts have to be very careful in dating because it's not that they want to help. They feel like they can help you see something better than what you've been dealing with all these years. And what happens is, somebody told me, you don't love a fool, you use one. And everybody plays a fool sometime.
Ooh. You don't love a fool, you use one. And everybody plays a fool.
Someone said you be looking for a little bit of potential.
Good gracious.
I'm going to tell you about that, and then we going to get out of here. Let me explain something to you about potential. Dang that. We ain't doing that no more. We ain't doing that more. We ain't doing that no more. I'm going to tell you why. Because they can never potentially be what you think they can. I don't need potential no more. I need process. I don't want potential no more. I want process, because they potentially may not ever be what you feel that they can. Process means that I'm in the process of becoming great, and you just stepped into the chapter in my book. The chapter in your book can always change if you keep on reading. However, I'm going to stand back and I'm going to watch you turn the pages and see how you handle things. Don't invest in someone so quickly without you seeing a level of the process that you might find me here, but I'm not going to stay here.
Yeah.
You better even check people's mental capacity, because there's a whole lot of people that you get involved with and you feel like you can help them mentally, and that ain't a problem that you got to fix. A pill need to be the process. I think a lot of people need to just slow down in fellowshipping, slow down and slow down. Slow down. That's Grand People, right? Hey, honey, your hips are getting bigger. That's Grand Pooper?
That's Grand Pooper.
You know.
I was thinking about the other slow down with loose ends. Slow down. I can't take the heat. Slow down. I think y'all like my slow down better anyway.
No. Everybody like Grand Pooper. No matter what version of the song that you like, slow down.
Slow down.
If you get involved with anybody, slow down so you can see their process. But don't immediately come out the gate saying, I'm going to help you.
Yes.
I'm going to do this.
See
I'm going to do
their
this. I'm going to do that. Yo, I promise you. And we got to get out of here, Fred. I know this one girl that was dating this guy, and he wouldn't get divorced. What she did, she got the divorce papers and filled them out and sent them in the mail for him. He still ain't divorced his wife. And everything. Then she fixed his credit. Then she bought him a car. Then she had a baby by him. All of those, and I say this, I preached this years ago. You ain't Leah. I preached this years ago. I need all the ladies to say, I ain't Leah. I ain't Leah. You are not Leah. Leah later had all them babies by Jacob, and he wanted Rachel. And you trying to fix him. You trying to have babies. You trying to do all those things. You ain't Leah. And you need to say this to yourself, I'm not Leah. At least let me see your process. Let me see your mental capacity. Yeah, if you down right now, let me just hang around and keep you in a fellowship capacity and see how you recover. Can you get on your feet? Suppose, and even if you do have some knowledge, let me push the knowledge in front of you and see what you do with it. Don't expect for me to do all the work. No, that's not going to go down like that.
Yeah, you shouldn't be looking for, see the process. And if you see potential, don't move on potential, move on manifestation.
Amen. Glory to be the Father.
Don't move on potential. Move on manifestation, meaning you should see something. Even in a person's poor state, you should see something, some type of proof come to who their character or what their character is.
Yeah.
Some type of manifestation. But if you move on potential, you gotta realize people will frustrate the haters out of you with nothing but potential.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
No,
ma'am. This girl said that this guy, I'm reading her comment. She said she was dating this guy, and he asked, I'll come see you if you go give me a room. She said, this is what her comment was. I'll come and see you
him a duck
if you go get the room. Really?
You thought he had him a duck.
It don't work that way. So you got to go get the room so he could come see you.
Yeah.
No, it don't work that way. Watch those hidden agendas. Watch these hidden agendas. Watch them try to manipulate you to see if you would do it. They throw that out there.
I was gonna say.
They throw it out there to see if you would do it.
They're gonna check that desperation to see just how desperate you want something to work.
My phone keep getting shut off. My phone keep getting shut off. Your phone keep getting shut off. My phone keep getting shut up. Okay, they be throwing stuff out there to see what you gonna do. And the minute you say, okay, I do it, they go, all right, boom, cha-ching, cacao. And you got to be very mindful of that. You are not going to build nobody up. There's a level of investment that you will make eventually. But from the door, we ain't doing that. Here, Fred, put this shoe on my feet. All right, we can put the shoe on my feet, Fred. Put like they do on Cinderella.
You got to lift it up some more, baby.
You got to put the shoe. Come on here. It fit. They ain't that. I got it. Anyway, we got to get out of here. I love y'all. Fred, love y'all. Set your notifications to this page. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Car Chronicles Movement. And UCI, we love y'all. The $6 million man and the bionic woman.
And the bionic woman.
You don't have to build someone up, not from the door. When you both have an understanding and an establishment, you take a bit of investment only if they'll be willing to invest the same in you. Mind, body, and spirit. Men and women alike. That's it. Bishop Crawford Jr., bless you, sir. How you doing? I love you guys. I'll talk to y'all later. Come on, Fred. Come on, Fred. What did it do?
Bye.
What did it say, Fred?
What did it say?
I don't know.
I'm learning
Hey,
so
mama.
much from y'all. Hey, mama.
Hey, ma. Oh, my God.
About put that food. Bye, y'all.